This is Lakeland, Polk County, Florida. What we propose to talk about as we show you our city is the underlying community spirit that touched off a dramatic physical and spiritual change in our growth. It started back in 1957 when the Chamber of Commerce, businessmen, and city officials relocated railroad facilities away from Lakeland at a cost of $1,250,000. The new buildings at the outskirts of the city soon became a focal point of pride, and out of this grew a desire by many citizens to see other parts of Lakeland made more beautiful. Efforts to make Lakeland more beautiful reached a high peak at Munn Park. This is that story, Project Downtown. Lakeland is beautiful. From the air, it sparkles like a jewel in the ridge section of Central Florida. Lakeland is a good place to work or play in a friendly atmosphere. Seen from the ground, Lakeland has many points of beauty. The average temperature of 72 degrees provides residents with a lush, semi-tropical wonderland. A recent addition to Lakeland's series of beautiful permanent buildings is this $350,000 Civic Center, now in almost constant use by residents and visitors. Across the way from the Civic Center is one of the most popular views of the city, Lake Mirror, ringed by columns of Corinthian architecture constructed in 1926. Lakeland is a city filled with flowers of indescribable beauty. It is a city of grand churches. But there are unsightly places too. Take Munn Park, for example. Until Lakeland's beautification program, the park was a scene of desolation, of quiet frustration. Here in the heart of the downtown business district, Munn Park was slowly dying in mute protest to the encroachments of another age just across the street. The quiet resignation that had begun to settle over a vital business district seemed to be personified by the little band of checker players who gathered each day under the shade of old oak trees. The businessmen and merchants of downtown Lakeland were not ready for retirement. They decided to do something about it. At an important meeting in late 1960, the newly organized Downtown Development Association adopted a reuse plan for municipal property formerly owned by the railroad in the downtown area. They decided that the first plan of action was to beautify Munn Park, and the association employed an architect to work as consultant under the direction of the planning director at City Hall. The Chamber of Commerce organized the Beautification Committee, which, under the direction of H.O. Martin, began a series of night meetings at City Hall. Civic clubs throughout Lakeland were encouraged by the committee to select projects and to take part in promoting a more beautiful Lakeland. Chairmen were selected to handle the beautification projects at schools, churches, streets, homes, and subdivisions. Once the broad outlines of the Chamber program were developed, the people went to work. Large display signs were donated by local firms and placed in prominent sites throughout the city, urging citizens to take part in the beautification program. In just a short time, keeping Lakeland beautiful became everyone's business. First Federal Savings and Loan Association was one of the first business organizations to complete a beautification project at the intersection of Ingram and Lime. Polk Federal Savings and Loan promoted a unique idea, stimulating both business and beautification by giving away a 50-pound bag of fertilizer with each $50 added to an account. Florida Southern College filled in a low, swampy area along the shores of Lake Hollingsworth, the beginning of an extensive garden to be developed in the future under the direction of David Reddick, Assistant to the President in Business Affairs. The campus site has been filled in and landscaped, and a vast cleanup project along the lake has been completed. The area already has become a popular boating, swimming, and sunbathing retreat for the many students at Florida Southern College. Directed by Curtis Peterson and Mrs. Peggy Brown of the Beautification Committee, the Keyettes of Lakeland High School began sprucing up the school grounds with flowers and shrubs. Working with residents, city crews stepped up maintenance and care of trees along street rights-of-way. New equipment was purchased to take care of the increased demand for service. Included were 3 hydraulic high-lift trucks designed for easy access to towering palms. One of the most ambitious projects undertaken is this public bathing and boating area being developed on Lake Parker by the Sertoma Club. At John Cox School, grown-ups got into the act in a big way, organizing into work groups on Saturdays and donating their labor and materials to help beautify the school grounds. Much of the plantings on school property was made possible by the work done by the Future Farmers of America of Lakeland High School. These students donated the entire output of their nursery, and by midway in the beautification program, had reported that 7 school organizations had used more than 750 plants grown in their nursery. Encouraged by citizen support and participation, the City Commission adopted the reuse plan for the redevelopment of downtown Lakeland and accepted the Downtown Development Association offer to install a magic fountain in the park as a gift to the public. The unique offer of a $26,000 fountain was warmly received by the city commissioners. City Manager Robert V. Yuki directed that work on the project begin. He appointed a coordinator of park construction and ordered plans prepared to cover all phases of the activity. Daily directives began flowing from City Hall, directives designed to keep the work moving on schedule. Department heads began the task of scheduling materials and labor to fit the job which they had been assigned. The city planner worked closely with the city manager and architect as the job progressed. Included in the park project, which was the first phase in the complete redevelopment of the downtown municipal property, were such knotty problems as traffic flow, public safety, and public transportation. Plans were gone over and over again by department heads during construction of Munn Park. Working on a close schedule, each department head was charged with specific duties to be completed on a certain date. The crash of a falling oak tree was the signal to begin. 20 large decaying oak trees were cut down and removed to make room for the new Munn Park. Radio and newspapermen daily reported construction progress at Munn Park. Public interest and enthusiasm reached a high peak during the park renovation. The extensive and excellent coverage by reporters brought the full force and full significance of Lakeland's beautification program to public attention as city crews went to work. The old Railway Express building began to come down as a part of the Munn Park beautification project. Midway in the park construction, a 106-car parking lot began to take shape across the railroad right-of-way north of the Cedar Street Public Transit Station. The metered lot was designed to become an open space, 2 blocks long, the center of activity for a newly conceived business district. The clay base is applied along a wide stretch of pavement installed completely around the transit station. Next comes the new surface, completing a 32-foot wide paved area around the low silhouetted bus station. Designed for easy maneuvering of large transit vehicles. Moving toward completion, painters put on the finishing touches to buildings, lampposts, and other facilities at Munn Park. City employees move quickly and efficiently to place sod along the barren ground, adding the dimension of natural beauty almost overnight. Shrubs and plants are placed in the park with care and precision, in accordance with plans prepared by skilled nurserymen. The final task is installation of the mechanical parts of the magic fountain. A crane is backed to the site and equipment lowered into place. At the same time, another crane unloads a heavy piece of equipment at the northeast side of the park. A large transformer placed by the Department of Electric and Water Utilities to serve the power needs of the park complex. The job is finished. The new Munn Park stands as a majestic tribute to the civic leaders, businessmen, city officials, the Chamber of Commerce, and hundreds of others who had the vision and the will to make beauty a word in Lakeland. Placed into immediate use was this unique public transit station, 226 feet long, containing 4 restrooms, information booth, waiting benches, drinking fountains, and telephones. Another improvement that found quick use was the parking lot, serving both old and new business districts. Yes, the Munn Park beautification is a success. We look with pride at a job well done. And so, out of this experience, we have learned that so long as the people join together in a common effort, they can mold a better community. We know now that we can, and we will go forward with pride in our work and confidence in our future.